cost codes are just line items, right? Well, cost codes are only for big contractors, right? Well, who cares about cost codes anyway? It's just a QuickBooks thing, right? Then what the f is a cost code anyway? Hey y'all, I'm Michael Villarreal, and today we're going to talk about cost codes. And listen, I get it. In an industry chock full of jargon, it's easy to get stuff mixed up. And even if you think you understand it, hang around till the end. There's more to cost codes than you might think. Let's start with the definition. Cost codes are labels assigned to a specific type of work on a construction project, used to track and categorize costs. Put differently, every dollar spent on a project has a cost code assigned to it, and they differ from line items. You can't have two identical cost items, but you can have the same cost code applied to multiple line items. See, cost codes work like aisles in a grocery store. You're not going to find canned goods in the dairy aisle, and you really shouldn't find vegetables behind the meat counter. And every aisle may have hundreds of different products on the shelves, yet they're all associated with an aisle number. Cost codes work in a similar way. Simply put, they're just organizational tools that you can apply to different cost items. CSI Master Format is published by the Construction Specification Institute. This system categorizes all construction work into 50 cost codes. For example, 03 is concrete, 22 is plumbing, and 26 is electrical. This is the standard for commercial and government contractors. Alternatively, the NAHB, National Association of Home Builders, also has a dedicated system for cost codes. These codes are framed around the natural sequence of building a home, from site work and foundation through framing, rough-ins, and trim out. These cost codes are specific to residential home builders and may not apply to other contractors. If you're not in either of those categories, we'll talk about how to come up with your own cost code system. But first, let's talk about what a cost code isn't. There are three things that frequently get confused with cost codes: budgets, products, and places. With budgets, cost codes are an organization level setting. So while your budgets change from one job to the next, your cost codes are going to be the same no matter what. The product trap we often see is contractors adding specific line items as a cost code. For example, your cost code shouldn't be doorbell or Kohler Faucet. You should be creating cost codes at a very high level. For example, you might find a Kohler Faucet with a plumbing cost code attached. The last trap is tricky: places. Sometimes we see remodelers using cost codes to group areas of the home, like kitchen or bathroom. Please don't do this. Specific areas are for your cost groups, not cost codes. Here's some great cost code examples. Site work. This is broad, clear, and repeatable across jobs. Electrical labor or electrical materials. This also works well. They're broad enough cost codes while also helping you split material and labor for reporting. A cost code answers, what type of work is this? While a cost item answers, what exactly did we buy or do? If you can put it in a shopping cart, point to it in a room, or find it in your contacts, it's not a cost code. Now, you might be asking yourself, why does this all matter? Can't I just let my bookkeeper handle it? Cost codes are important because they help you quickly find out where you made or lost money, whether it's across a single job or hundreds. In fact, one of the primary uses of cost codes is for job cost reporting, where you're comparing the estimated cost of a particular phase or type of work to the actual cost. Now, we have another video where we talk about this in more detail, but the important point here is that cost codes are key in providing insight into your business. Now, here's how you can build your cost code list for your business. The first step is to look at your estimate. If you already have cost items grouped, more often than not, these can be used as your cost codes. For example, you may group all of site work together, and site work is a great cost code. The next step is to ask yourself, what do you want to see on an estimated versus actual report? Do you want labor and materials separated out? Your answer determines how detailed your codes need to be. For example, if you're a home builder, you may be content with grouping all of electrical as one cost code, especially if you're subbing that out. But if you're a specialty contractor like a plumber, you may want to break out underground rough-in from above ground rough-in, or split waste from water lines. Let me clarify though, there is such a thing as too much detail. Over the course of a year, hundreds if not thousands of transactions will need to be posted to the correct cost code. More detailed codes require more detailed coding of all those transactions. The best code list is one that has clearly defined categories without too much detail. If you have too many cost codes, receipt coding may become overly burdensome or result in a lot of errors. Every code you add is a decision someone on your team has to make correctly hundreds of times a year. A 30 code list that gets used right beats a 300 code list that gets used wrong. Now let me clear something up. Cost codes and cost types are not the same thing. In job trad, cost types are simply one organization level up from a cost code. They define whether a line item is a material or labor, etc. They're used to quickly apply margin, as well as identify what line items users can clock into on a job. Now, if you're using Job Trend and QuickBooks Online together, please do not map cost types to QuickBooks Online. By default, you'll see this view, which hides your cost types. And we show it by default because using cost types and cost codes together to map to QuickBooks opens the door for more human error. So if you want to split electrical by labor and material, just name the two cost codes electrical labor and electrical materials. And when a bill gets coded to electrical materials in Job Trend, it flows to the right product or service in QuickBooks Online and connects to the appropriate expense account automatically. Your P&L within QuickBooks reflects your job cost by category without the need for double entry. This is why your cost code structure matters. If you want labor, materials, and subcontractors to appear separately in QuickBooks, those categories should be built into your cost code list intentionally. The key is to create enough detail for clean reporting without making your list so complicated that your team struggles to code transactions correctly. I hope you now have a better understanding of what cost codes are and how they can help. But if you have any questions at all, please leave a comment and we'll reply. If you found this video helpful, please like and share this video so the next contractor can find it. See you on the next video.